Morning. It's April 24th, and I've got some old clay soil that I dug up to plant some plants, and I refilled the hole with some good potting mix. But what I'm going to do is take this old clay soil and turn it into usable planting soil. I've added one little bucket of compost in here to try to make it not be so heavy, and you can see this clay. And what I'll do is I've got some play sand, and we'll throw a few cups of play sand in there. And then what I have here, this was what I had a store-bought onion planted in. So we pulled the onion. You can see the remnants of the roots here, and it's topped off with some mulch. So we're just going to dump that whole thing in there. And this is good, rich, composted mulch that it was planted in, the onion. And we'll turn this, mix it all in together, break it all up as we go. You can't be afraid to get your hands dirty when you're doing gardening. And I don't wear gloves. Take out all the rocks. What I'm going to do is use this as a planting mix in probably containers. I've got some russet potatoes that I might plant in some 5-gallon buckets. All the areas around my yard on my little city lot is already taken up and planted in and gonna be planted in. You can see that. There's that clay. You can see the color difference. So we'll mix that up. Break this clay up best we can. And this is reusing your old stuff. If you got old potted plants that the plants are gone, you can reuse that soil. You'll have to re-amend it. What I'll do is I'll come in here, get this all turned in, and it's kind of a hodgepodge of soil mixes. Now, I've got some old straw. I'm going to break up this old straw. Everything I have here is free. Didn't cost me anything. The potting mix that come out of that little pot there, and the compost come out of my compost pile. The potting mix was bought originally, but I've cycled it twice. I've had 2 plants planted in the same mix. So what I'll do is break up this straw and start turning this straw in. You kind of got to use what you have. It's all organic matter. potatoes I'm going to plant in here. They were, a friend of mine gave me the potatoes. He had a couple of bags and he couldn't eat them all, so they went to sprouting before we could get them. So I said, well, you know what? They're store-bought potatoes. They don't have any money in them. A lot of times when I do store-bought potatoes, I don't really get much out of them, but we're going to try and see. They've been sprayed with an eye inhibitor on the plant. Some people have luck with them. I don't have too much luck with store-bought potatoes, but we're going to try it because I don't have any russets. We have Yukon Golds and Baby Dutch. This bag has got just leaves and sticks and mulch that hasn't been all broken down. We'll just add some of that in there. Get that out there. All we're adding is organic matter. There's some old roots. We're just trying to lighten this mix up and bulk it up. So hopefully I can get 2 buckets. Now when I plant the potatoes, I'll add some fertilizer too, some organic fertilizer, but I'm not going to put that in this mix. I'm just showing you how you can use all your old container mixes or even clay soil that you've dug out for whatever the reason. You add some things to it, you get some more use out of your soil. Everything here has been used and we're reusing it again. You break that clay down. And what we're trying to do is get a no-cost container mix to grow some free potatoes that sprouted out. So there's no money in this. We got a 50-50 shot at making something or getting some potatoes out of it. If we don't, we haven't spent any money. So we'll go ahead and throw some more straw in there. And that's your greens. This is old straw from last year out of a bale. It's composted down. It's still a little moist. I had it in the building to keep it out of the rain. And it's kind of rotting. And then we add the leaves and the bark in there, and there's your carbon. We've got the green and we got the browns all mixed in. And we'll just keep doing this until it gets light and fluffy instead of that hard compacted clay. Like I said, if I were to have russet seed potatoes, then I would probably use a different mix. But we're going to see what this does. I had the straw in the building I need to do something with. I had the buckets of clay where I dug out. I think that came out of there over there where we planted the blueberries. Which we dug the holes out and amended the soil. And on our little lot, I don't have too many places to just dump the stuff I dig up. So what we do is reuse it. And I've got a shovel in the building. I should probably use it, but it's okay too. I don't feel like getting in there and digging it out. This little spade works well. But you can see, it's already getting where it's a nice little mix. So we'll throw a little more sand in there. And this is so when we put it in the buckets, it won't be so heavy and compacted like a clay soil is. And that'll give the potatoes, if they do grow, room to spread out and do their thing. got any extra leaves laying around, you can mix the leaves in there. Like I say, this is leaves and here in the city where I'm at, they give you free mulch out of all the debris cut down through all the storm damage. So I go get truckloads of mulch and I put it around everything, all my plants, all the perimeter of the garden. And this is just the top stuff that didn't break down yet. So we're just trying to loosen it all up, make a real nice container mix for planting our russet potatoes. Now when I put this mix in the bucket over here, I'll add a little bit of worm castings, and I'll add a little bit of tomato, organic tomato and vegetable fertilizer. And there you go. You turn that old clay soil into something that's now usable. I did add some compost out of the compost pile over there, but that was in this bucket where we had the old onion planted in. So now you can see it's a nice, loose, airy mix. We'll add some fertilizer to that when we plant our potatoes. And there you go. Homemade, free, stuff left over, leaves, grass clippings, mulch, sand. You turn that clay into something workable and usable, and we ought to get some potatoes out of that, Lord willing. Easy and simple. I'll do another video when I get ready to plant the potatoes because I don't like running 30-minute videos. Well, there you go. Anybody can do this. If you have leftover remnant pots, you just mix it all together and make you some good soil. And then you'll have to amend it with some fertilizers and some worm castings, but that's cheap. $5 for that bag, and the fertilizer, organic fertilizer we use, was another $5. So just add that to that, and you've got something to grow your house plants or your vegetable plants in. And there you go. Thanks for watching.